Autonomatic consciousness is our idea of self and our idea of self traveling through time. That's what creates the fear. It's not the actual symptoms that we call fear. That's just the meaning we ascribe to fear. It's the fact that we have an idea and a sense of self, and those things are happening to me. That is what is anxiety and fear. I just think that it's hilarious because he also talks about how there are all these drugs like benzos and all these anti-anxiety medicines and that have come up, and none of them work. People think that they work at first because they're like, oh, I kind of feel relaxed, and they prescribe something, but after a while they don't work. People still have just as much anxiety and fear because all it is, it's a dampening of those sensations in your brain. It's not actually dissolving. And that's why psychedelics work, because psychedelics, when you experience ego death, then you can experience the dissolving of the identity. So I just find this kind of stuff like wildly fascinating. And then I will quickly also mention some stuff about identity. Although I don't know if I want to. I want to see if Ray has anything to say before I change the topic, because I could see him kind of like.
I loved your point. I just wanted to mention quickly that it's a lot like what we're discovering right now in terms of the antidepressants that have been pushed on us for 20 years based on the idea that we have a chemical imbalance in our brain. And now all of a sudden they're doing the research that they should have done to begin with. But of course, there was a lot of profit there to say, actually, that's not true. Which we knew because nobody ever tested the chemicals in our brain when they gave us that diagnosis. So serotonin actually has nothing to do with your depression. It really comes down to how you identify. It comes down to what you're doing with the chemical interactions in your brain. But we always want to foist responsibility. We always want to put the cart before the horse and say, no, it's that's fault. Right? But that is us. Like we always tend to translate it as the chemicals create the emotion. But the emotion alters the chemicals, so you can't divide the two.